I have a new video for you guys because we need to talk about Amanda Bynes. I feel like there's been so much commotion in the Free Britney movement, and we're starting to forget that Amanda needs freeing as well. Her creepy lawyer has been making statements on her behalf for years now, and I'm not buying them. He claims she's in a healthier place and she's doing so much better now, but something's not adding up. So let's get into it. So Amanda Bynes is a former child star who you may recognize from her Nickelodeon hit show self-titled The Amanda Show. She's also acted in several different movies throughout the 2000s, and she was really poppin' on the Hollywood scene until she was put into a conservatorship in 2013. Amanda recently turned 35 years old, and she has been trapped in this conservatorship by her parents for years now. Way too long. Today, I'm going to provide you guys an update on what's going on with Amanda because it seems like her team is trying to keep everything super quiet, and her mysterious Twitter account has been saying a lot. Before we get into the updates, let me remind you guys why Amanda has been put into this conservatorship in the first place. So her conservatorship papers were filed in the summer of 2013 and named her mother, Lynn Bynes, her sole conservator. When you think about conservatorships, you might think about people who have dementia or people who cannot take care of themselves, and that's what they're typically for. But people like Britney Spears and Amanda Bynes and so many Americans out there have been taken advantage of by the conservatorship industry that's going on in California and across the United States. There are so many alternatives to conservatorships out there, and I feel like Amanda would have done fine with one of the alternatives, maybe a life coach, instead of a full-blown conservatorship where she's living miserably. And when it comes down to the court paperwork and you really look at why Amanda was put into a conservatorship, it's very questionable. Here's a snippet from one of those court documents that claim that Amanda has profound issues with her body image and is obsessed with the idea that she and others are ugly. She talks about having cosmetic surgeries, and she also encourages her mother to have plastic surgery. They claim they're concerned that these surgeries will be dangerous to her health. Okay, obviously that's concerning, but again, a full-blown conservatorship where her individual rights are taken away, being obsessed with plastic surgery, that's kind of common in Hollywood. You know, you think about those people who've had extreme surgeries, and they're not in conservatorships for that, so this isn't enough reason for me. But they also cite an old tweet that she tweeted out, and that's one of the reasons why they want to put her in a conservatorship. Here's a tweet that was sent out a few weeks before she was put into a conservatorship, and she said that her niece is ugly, but her nephew is stunning. Which obviously that's not cool. I mean, can you imagine your Aunt Amanda tweeting out that, you're ugly and that your brother or whoever your nephew is stunning? But they literally cited this tweet in their reasoning for putting her in a conservatorship. They claim that Amanda has been a bully to several people, including family members, and through her verified Twitter account, she called her 9-year-old niece ugly, which was devastating to her niece and her brother, the niece's father. She has called them ugly on several occasions. Which again, not cool behavior. We do not condone that, but enough to take away your civil liberties? I don't think so. Other reasons for putting her in a conservatorship include the amount of spending she was doing in the year of 2013, which she was dropping a lot of coin, but again, there's alternatives to conservatorship. You could have someone who just manages your money for you. That's a thing. And just to remind you guys, even though her mother Lynn is her conservator, her father Richard was the one who filed this paperwork in the first place. Like I mentioned earlier, it was recently Amanda Bynes' 35th birthday, and the conservator team decided it would be a good idea to send out their longtime PR lawyer to make a statement on how great Amanda is doing. People recently posted this article where they claim Amanda is doing great as she prepares to celebrate her 35th birthday with family and friends. Back in April, the lawyer claims that Amanda was preparing to celebrate her birthday. She's doing really great, she lives by the beach, she attends school, and she's enjoying meditation in soul cycle classes. The lawyer claims that she will be celebrating with family and friends, which doesn't really make sense because her parents are located in Texas, but at the bottom of the screenshot you can see that he claims that she's still in school working on her degree after earning her associates in 2019. When I say Team Conservatorship sent out this lawyer David to go do a press tour, he truly did, because he went to multiple sources to give the same statement about how Amanda's doing really great around her 35th birthday, which is a little bit bizarre that he needs to go around and make the statement and she can't say anything for herself. In a statement he made to Fox, he claims that Amanda is living independently and is back attending school. I'm not too sure what he means by back attending school, because that doesn't really add up with his People interview where he claims she's been working on her degree since earning her associates back in 2019, so it seems like there's a gap here that we're not really accounting for. But for some reason, this guy David has been speaking on Amanda's behalf for years and years now. He has his own law firm in California, and it seems like he deals with conservatorships just like Amanda's. He reminds me of that lawyer from the movie I Care a Lot, or that conservator person who takes advantage of a bunch of people, because he has a firm that looks just like that, allegedly. Anyways, in December 2020, he made a statement that Amanda was in a much healthier place. Again, trying to make it seem like Amanda's doing really well for herself. I don't quite understand why this guy keeps giving statements that Amanda is doing so well, because it doesn't seem like she is. Like, she's recently broke up with her fiance, allegedly, and we're gonna get into all of that. But this David guy has been around since 2014. I found an article from November 2014 where Amanda Bynes was caught sleeping on a mall couch. At this point, she would have been in the conservatorship for over a year and a few months now, so I don't know how she would have been able to just pass out at a mall without any supervision. But this is when David steps in, and Lynn hired him to pretty much divide the responsibilities when it comes to Amanda's conservatorship. So he takes care of the financial part, I believe. Finances involved with giving her adequate housing, which would make sense on why he knew that she lives at the beach. I'm not too sure what else he's responsible for, because that's what he listed inside this interview. But I don't think he's working for Amanda, but rather Amanda's mother. So I don't think he's Team Free Amanda Bynes. But let's go ahead and talk about Persian LA 27. I'm kind of honestly dreading this part, because we have talked about this account on my channel before, because we don't really know if it's Amanda. So many people believe that it is. I kind of feel like it is. Sometimes I don't, and I'll give you my reasons as we go through this video, but please don't look at me for the source of the truth when it comes to this account, because I truly don't know. But they know things that I'm like, okay, I've talked to people who have been close to Amanda before and her conservatorship, and they have given me information where I've seen her tweet out, and I'm like, wait, that adds up. So I'm going to explain that to you guys as we go through this video, but let's go ahead and talk about the account itself. So the account has tweeted out Amanda's license before, which we don't know if this is the original picture that it was first tweeted out with, but that's one of the reasons why people think it's her account, because how would they have her license? But page 6 claims that Amanda says that she's being impersonated online. When I like to make videos about these updates, I like to include information from all sources, because even though, trusting page 6 or People sounds really nice, I have actually seen evidence before where like CNN has lied about the free Britney movement and things, and I've learned that you really can't trust page 6, because you can go pay them a couple $100s and have them post an article. Like, the world works like this, especially when you're in the intertwines of Hollywood like Amanda's team is. But when we emailed her lawyer David and asked him if this is Amanda Bynes or not, he replied, "Please ignore." Again, we asked if this is Amanda Bynes or not whether we should pay attention to it or not. I thought that was a little bit bizarre, because I feel like it would have been so much easier for him to be like, no, like, that's not her. But rather he said, "Please ignore," which makes me think that he acknowledges that that could at least be her. Persian LA did recently tweet that one of her stipulations to being on probation was to stay off social media. And now that her probation is done with, she can be on social media. There's still nothing coming out from her verified accounts, but those accounts are also owned by a social media company and her whole brand, so I don't know if she has access to them. But if this is Amanda, I don't think she's in a great place, because she just recently tweeted out, "Crying myself to sleep is now a new norm for me. I'm scared to talk to anyone for fear that my privacy will again be violated." I don't know if she's going through relationship issues with her fiance, Paul, but I want to talk a little bit about those, because this Persian account recently addressed those. So you guys may remember that we talked about how Paul, was pretty much caught messaging other girls on Instagram. This woman woman posted on Facebook that Paul actually messaged her and said, "You're so dang beautiful." He then proceeded to change the name of his account from Paul Tatted Heavy and made it LA_Paul Michael. Back when this happened, Persian LA tweeted out, "I would like to personally speak with anyone that my fiance Paul has personally messaged on Instagram." Minutes after that, she tweeted out, "Strangers are making up claims that my fiance is messaging them on Instagram, and these are literally all lies. My fiance is madly, truly, deeply in love with me, and there are other people out there that cannot stand to see others that are happy and truly in love with each other." She also tweeted that people are editing and photoshopping images of her fiance and claiming that he is messaging them when it's not happening. At this point, Paul deleted his Instagram and he's actually been off of social media for a good minute, but now he is back. And remember, it's been a couple months since that all went down. Here is his new account. It's Paul Michael for real. And actually, one of you guys messaged me a screenshot that he was over here liking one of your pictures, which makes me think that he's creeping on girls again. Persian LA also recently tweeted out, "Once a cheater," and another tweet where she wrote, "I am single." Which obviously that's really sad for Amanda if they did break up, because I feel like he was the only one who was truly on Amanda's team. Here are a few more recent tweets where she wrote, "I have a history of pushing my problems onto my friends and family, and it's not fair to anyone. I would totally understand if nobody wanted to ever speak to me again." So nobody wants Amanda to be sad, and if her and Paul broke up and he cheated on her, that is messed up. But his bio on Instagram still says, "Engaged to the love of my life," which is actually a little bit more than what he had before, which used to say "engaged to my love." So maybe they are together, I don't know, but it is quite bizarre. Almost as bizarre as him making cameos online as Amanda's boyfriend and charging people for videos. Maybe we should buy one and see if he makes one. I don't know. I also don't want to give him any money because I don't really trust the man. As far as Amanda's conservatorship, it seems like she's stuck in the day-to-day of it all. When you are in this conservatorship, there are rules you have to abide. Therapists you have to see, sober living facility, so many different places that make money off of you, lawyers, therapists, so many. And Amanda is just stuck in that cycle, and it's hard to break out because if you slip up once or miss a meeting, then you are punished for it. Persian LA recently tweeted out, "I attend my online classes, my AA meetings, and daily doctor appointments. I have absolutely no social life whatsoever, nor do I want one. I am not out partying and being reckless." I believe her. I mean, keep in mind, guys, she's a 35-year-old woman. I believe she wants to move on with her life and not be micromanaged by her mother and creepy lawyers. There's also a lot of downsides to this conservatorship, and I don't know if this is Amanda tweeting this, but here's a trigger warning because it gets dark. Persian LA tweeted out, "I never in a million years thought I would be forced to endure or go through any of this. Between losing my baby, past harm, and this current situation, all of this is enough to make me want to go into hiding forever." When she's referring to losing her baby, it makes me think about last year, March 2020, when she posted a scan that she was pregnant, then she just wasn't pregnant anymore. When you're in a conservatorship, you have no choices over your body, and I don't want to make the assumption that they made her lose her baby over this, but they very well could have. Here's one tweet from Ashley Banks, aka Persian LA, where she said, "I wanted this baby more than anything." That makes me think that she just wants to get out of this routine that she's stuck in. She constantly shares conservatorship rights on her Twitter page, and it has a highlighted part where she talks about marrying someone. So it makes me think about her engagement, because why is someone in a conservatorship getting engaged? It doesn't really make sense because a conservatorship is for someone who cannot take care of themselves, yet she's doing a lot with herself, including attending school. We know this. So even besides the whole, Persian LA account, we know that she's attending school and she's doing very fine for herself. So she should be able to take care of everything without all these people taking her money.
Today I want to talk about a controversial topic. My conservatorship case. I have been going to a treatment center that charges $5,200 a month. There's no reason why I shouldn't go to a therapist who takes my insurance for $5,000 less a month. This is why I've asked to see the judge next week regarding this conservatorship issue. Thank you guys so much for hearing me out. I'm sorry that this is what I'm dealing with, and I'm sorry to put my problems onto the internet, but this is what life has come to. So thank you guys so much for always supporting me. Love you all. Peace out. Appreciate your love and support. Love you guys. Bye.
Let's talk about the Cash App situation, because if you follow this Persian LA account, you would see that she or he or whoever is constantly tweeting out asking for money for rides to go to AA meetings or to bounce around to appointments, and a lot of us are confused on why she needs so much money for these rides. Like, why can't she get there herself? I do want to be very upfront with you guys, and I don't really know how to share this, but someone from Cash App did actually message me, and they shared a picture of their screen. Obviously, I'm not going to say who they are because they told me they could lose their job over this, but whoever is running her Cash App account is definitely not her. And if you try to send it money, it gives you a scam alert. This is because the name is in a male's name, and I do have that name, and I cannot figure out the connection to Amanda Bynes, but maybe it's a friend of hers who is helping her get the money. But that's a very bizarre part of this all that makes me think that this account is just designed to manipulate her situation and make money from it. Why is she asking for all of this money for rides when she actually has a car of her own? She tweeted out, "Part of me wants to take my precious car out of this lot in Santa Monica. My car is literally just collecting dust." So I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, hold up, wait, what's going on there? She has a car. And actually, this is something I've known about because I have spoken to someone who was close to her conservatorship at one point. And when I was trying to ask them to verify the Ashley Banks Persian LA account, I showed them the tweets where they're asking for money, and they were like kind of shocked by that because they acknowledged that Amanda had a car. And that was the first time I've ever heard about that. And then now seeing that she's recently tweeting about this car makes me think that she at least knows that information about Amanda, that this person who I know is very close to everything there had that info. But remember, she's in a conservatorship, so it makes sense that she cannot drive because her parents own the rights to her driving privileges. She tweeted out that if her parents would restore her driving privileges, everything would be so much better. Another tweet, she wrote, "I deserve access to my own vehicle again. I deserve to have my driving privileges reinstated by the state of California. I deserve justice." But it is bizarre to read those tweets about her car and then see her tweet in the same hour asking for money from that suspicious Cash App account. Not to be a hater to Amanda, because I would love if she had her driving privileges back, but there is some good reason why she doesn't have them, because she has gotten a lot of accidents before, which I get it, girl. I'm not the best driver either, but she has been sued over these things, and I kind of understand why she might not have her rights, but also she deserves an opportunity to try to get those rights back again. Here's actually one of the lawsuits where she was sued for a car accident by someone named Shari Landon. This all went down in 2009, but the case was ultimately dismissed in 2010. I'm not too sure if Amanda just settled with the woman and that's why the whole thing was thrown out, but I also feel like this person, the Shari person, whoever they are, was trying to take advantage of the situation because they waited as long as they could to sue Amanda. Actually, up until the last day where they could sue Amanda, they filed the paperwork. I found that information in an article from 2009. So actually the incident went down in 2007, but the person did not sue until 2009. She was also only 22 years old there. I mean, keep in mind, guys, she's 35 now. So I feel like she should be able to get those rights back, especially when people are over here taking advantage of the system because they know she's a celebrity and they could wait to the last minute to sue them for money. But some things still don't add up because I don't know how she's out of money so quickly, because if you're in a conservatorship, people are controlling your money, so don't you get an allowance? And it seems like she went into detail on this. She tweeted out, "I was literally only living off $50 Visa gift cards a day, which was later raised to $150 by my judge. I have not received a direct court order payment from my parents since December of 2019. She says she was only living off of these cards, and that's past tense. So I don't know if she's currently living off those cards. She claims that she hasn't gotten a payment since 2019 from her parents. So if she doesn't have money, I mean, maybe it makes sense why she's asking for it. In this tweet, she shared that both of her phones were off because she was unable to pay the bill. And here she shares that it's super embarrassing to have to ask her friends for money because her mother should be providing it. It's really annoying when people are in conservatorships because these lawyers will go out here and do these press tours claiming that this person is doing so great, but we truly don't know how well she's doing. And being in a conservatorship isn't great ever. Like, you can say, "Oh, Amanda, go do whatever you want," but it just doesn't feel the same when you have true freedom. Here she tweeted, "Free will be the day that my judge grants me access to my vehicle and bank account." being physically forced to do so much on my own, it's been challenging trying to keep up with my duties and appointments, or else I risk any sense of freedom I have left. Which again speaks to the toxic culture of the industry behind conservatorships, because they will make her go to so many appointments, all these people are making all this money, yet she's not even really getting better from it. And it's not like she can earn extra money because her mother has to approve of everything or all of the projects that she would work on. Persian LA tweeted, "My mother has restricted me from accepting projects, working, and providing any sort of income for myself." And everything is giving me very much Britney Spears vibes. Actually, Persian LA did retweet something from a Britney Spears fan account, which was an email from back in February 2008. And the email was from Britney's father's lawyer messaging the team and telling them not to give Britney any access to her money, which is a huge part of this whole conservatorship issue because they just want their money back. They want their life back and their freedom. Her parents' lawyer saw an opportunity here and snatched it up and tried to make a cash cow out of Amanda, and they've done it successfully since 2013. Recently, Persian LA did tweet out emergency hearing scheduled, which when I saw that, I was like, hold up, like what is going on? Like, let me get onto the computer and look up these court filings to see what this hearing is about. You guys may remember that in my last video, I actually tried to call into the hearing, but for some reason, it mysteriously hung up right before Amanda went, which is, again, very bizarre to me because they just silenced the phones when they were talking about how much money Amanda had left. This is actually a screenshot of the hearing that I'm referring to. It went down in March, and I was not able to hear anything about Amanda's case. But looking into the future, there are no future cases, so I don't know what this Persian LA account is talking about because there's another hearing in September to go over her reporting, but that's just standard. So there's no emergency hearing like she's referring to. So as far as getting a legit update on Amanda, it's kind of hard to figure it out because we've got this lawyer, this creepy lawyer over here who's been around forever and done nothing, giving updates that she's been amazing for so long. And then we have this account that we have no idea if it's Amanda or not, but a lot of people think that it is, and they have been leaving hints that Amanda's not doing amazing at all. The account recently tweeted, "If my parents truly cared about me, then they wouldn't have abandoned me in a lockdown facility and secretly moved back down to Texas." If this person is not Amanda, they definitely have a crazy imagination and thinking about things that are really, like, legitimately associated to Amanda's conservatorship and would make sense that Amanda would tweet it out. The bizarre part is the asking for money, and that's what makes me think that it's an industry. But another tweet that I came across recently from Persian LA said that NDAs should be illegal. Hiding crimes behind paper and ink should not be tolerated. Which, if you guys know, NDAs do not hold up if something happened illegally, like a crime. But I believe, and I know a lot of people are scared to still break those because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if there was a crime that happened. Yeah, speak about it and then get sued like what, Jake Paul has recently done to one of his accusers. But this tweet specifically makes me think about Dan Schneider and what he may have done to her. Persian LA also recently tweeted this picture out, and a lot of people freaked out because they thought it was a new photo. But if you do a quick reverse search, you will see that this photo is as old as 2020. It was actually featured in a Daily Mail piece, so don't believe everything that this account tweets. Not that they claimed that it was a new photo, but still. There's one last update I want to give you guys in regards to Amanda Bynes, and it doesn't involve Persian LA at all. This is something that I find extremely bizarre that happened a couple months ago. So this account tweeted, "Amanda Bynes recently applied for a job at the bakery my friend works at. This really gutted me. She was America's sweetheart, and I'm angry at the people who failed to protect her and let her fall this far." When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Like, Amanda Bynes applied for a job, like, we need witness, like, what is going on? So, of course, I DM'd them. And I asked her, hey, what's going on? What bakery did she apply to? Give me the details. And she shared, it's near Venice Beach. She can ask for the name, but she knows she didn't get the job because she's living at a rehab facility in Venice. Her roommate got her the interview, and that's all she really knows. This happened back in April, and if we think back to what that creepy lawyer said, he claims that she was living at the beach, but she was living independently. So she had a roommate at this sober living facility. How would they give her a job interview? So it doesn't really add up here, but I also don't think that people are just making up lies and throwing things everywhere. I don't think that that's everyone's goal here. I feel like there is a lot of people who want to free Amanda, and I kind of believe that she probably went to that bakery and that went down because I just don't trust the main media. I don't trust these lawyers. And after seeing what's happened with Free Britney, there's so much manipulation in the press that we truly need to consider everything, even a really weird, bogus Twitter account that sometimes tweets out information that really lines up with the story. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. It's been a minute since we talked about Amanda, and trust me, she's been on my mind every single day, and I truly want her to have her freedom. I just don't know how to get around it because we cannot trust one person here, and that's what sucks about the Free Britney situation, because we can't trust her Instagram, we can't trust her father in CNN. So what's going to happen? Only time's going to tell. But I do have a PO box package item to open for you guys, and it looks like it's from My Pack and Ship in Florida. So let's go ahead and open it. If you guys ever want to send me anything, I got my address linked below or listed at the very end of my description. I'm kind of scared. Oh my gosh, what if it's... Okay, I get really scared because there's one type of animal I'm really scared of, and I like really just don't want one of those. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Here's a letter, so let's open that and use our... Let's not struggle, Sloan. Let's go ahead and use the tools that have been given to us. Okay, so we don't know who this is from yet, but I'm sure this will tell. Hi Sloan, I've been a subscriber of your YouTube channel for now several months, and I enjoy your content and videos so much. Thank you for providing informative and educational awareness about topics that are so difficult to understand about the entertainment industry. You are incredibly witty and continue to speak the truth about the corruption of this industry. Please enjoy these drink coasters from Christy. Her handwriting. Stop. Like, who raises these people where they can like write like this? Because I write like chicken scratch. So thank you so much, Christy. Let's go ahead and check out these. Oh my gosh, these coasters. It looks like they're like a resin coaster moment. Oh my gosh, I'm so hyped. So let's go ahead and open all of these. So we've got one right here, which is like blue sparkles, and it's in a really great shape. This is actually one of the best resin pieces I've ever seen because it doesn't have any stickiness or anything. So very nicely done and well made. Let's go ahead and check out these ones. Oh, they're giving me like such beach vibe. I love that. So this one is another like, oh my gosh, and it's got like shells in it, which you guys may know. I really want a beach house one day because I just always want to live by the beach. So this is manifesting it for me. This is really pretty. Let's go ahead and see the next one. It looks like there's a few that look like this same shape, which these are really cool because I can put them together as a set. Here's another piece that has like a bunch of sand and sparkles and shells. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you have a business. You didn't list this, but these are really awesome. So if you just made them for me, I mean, thank you so much, Christy. And there's so much. Wow, there are so many items here. I've always wanted to do like a giveaway, guys, and I would love to like leverage some of the talents you guys have out here because this would be such a cute thing to give away. Look at the gold. It is so nicely done. Oh my gosh, my boyfriend's gonna love this. Like, put your rings in it and stuff. These are so nice. And then we've got one more that looks similar to these three, which I really love that I have like a set of them here. So let's get this box open. So look at this. Oh my gosh. So this set of three right here is so bougie. Like, oh my gosh, I love that. Look at that. It's so pretty. Make it just sit on the table if you want to use drink coasters, but also just like to put your stuff in. Thank you so much. I really love all of these. So wow, you are really talented at this resin stuff. Like, I can only dream to be as good as this. So thank you so much, and I'm so glad that you thought of me because I love these. I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye guys, and thank you, Christy.